You know what? Sad is nice, but I do want to premiere this brand new spring training hat. All right, let's get this show on the road. Hey there, guys. Welcome to another action figure review. And today, we're going to go to a galaxy far, far away. And we're going to take a look at a figure from the Star Wars Black Series. And that is number 10 from the Attack of the Clones line, Jango Fett. Now you see, in regards to this figure, my patience really paid off. Why do I say that? Well, because I already had Jango Fett previously, and this comes from the Gaming Greats line from a couple of years back. And I've always meant to open this figure, but I don't know, him and this Gaming Greats shade of blue just grew on me, and I just decided to keep them in the packaging. And good thing too, because I think what I've heard is that this figure is superior in most ways to this figure. This guy edges him out in a certain aspect, and I am gonna point that out. But for the most part, this guy is way better, and in regards especially to like the face sculpt and even the helmet. I think the helmet is more accurate than this, and strangely enough, the feet. I think that the feet are too huge on this guy, and they're much more lore accurate on this. I don't know who said that. I don't know who reviewed that. Maybe it was Quentin Tarantino or something. But yeah, that's pretty much what they're saying, that the feet are more lore accurate on this guy. Maybe just the same way that the face likeness is closer to Tamura Morrison. Maybe the feet are also closer to him. I don't know, but yeah. Before I get started, man, like, this figure is great. I think it's I think it does have certain things that you could already tell it has advantages of right off the bat. And the packaging, these blaster pistols that also do come on this guy, they actually do have like a metallic paint job done, whereas this is more of a matte gray, and that's kind of a bad thing. And I mean, just look at this right here. Like, I don't know, this box seems more specific to him, even though it is Gaming Greats. Maybe it's just the blue, because I take a good look at this packaging and it just looks off. It's like Jango Fett, you know, he's decked out in like his Mandalorian blue, but man, like the red on it all over, and it's like, ah, man, you know, I think I know that they're trying to go for that theme because it is Attack of the Clones. This is the version of him in Attack of the Clones. And that's good. You know, like, color theming in Star Wars matters. Is like, blue is meant for the video games. That's why there's that Kyle Katarn figure that came out, which I'm looking forward to owning. And I believe I think it's yellow for Phantom Menace. I think it's red for Attack of the Clones, and then I think it's I'm trying to take a peek, spoiler alert, I'm trying to take a peek at the Anakin figure that's in the back. And yeah, he is orange, so it's an orange color for Revenge of the Sith. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say. Standard, you know, shot of Jango Fett, pretty nice. Back as well. There's not that much to say. That Star Wars Black Series has always been pretty good in regards to theming, even when they would do like orange line and then blue line and then like red packaging. And but I think they finally got their niche together, and I do like the theming that they're going. Even the whole panoramic shots, that, you know, it's like they do the artwork, and then the next figure in line, like number 11, is gonna have probably a little thing that connects it to the Jango Fett figure right here. So without further ado, let's crack this guy open, and well, let's read what it says right here. Jango Fett, a proficient marksman and unarmed combatant, Jango Fett was regarded as the best bounty hunter in the galaxy in the final years of the Republic. And let's see, atirado proficiente en combate desarmado, Jango Fett era considerado el mejor. Oh man, I'm reading the Portuguese. I thought I was reading the Spanish, man. uh, el diestro tirador y combatiente enfundado, Jango Fett fue considerado el mejor cazarrecompensas de la galaxia en los últimos años de la República. Bam. Man, I thought I was reading this. I legit thought I was reading the Spanish one. I was actually reading the Portuguese description for him. But yeah, let's crack this guy open, and let's not wait any further. So, yeah, I always liked Jango Fett as a character. Don't know why they killed him off so early, but then again, that's a big thing about the prequel trilogy. They gave you so many cool characters and just killed them off in the same movie. It's like they were rushing it. That's the problem. They were rushing it. I think I'm not one to say, but I think George Lucas wrote himself into a corner saying that it was going to be 6 movies, as part of the trilogy. Because he had already titled them Episode 4, like New Hope was already Episode 4. Man, like he should have never done that. He should have just done he could have probably done like a prequel trilogy or a prequel sextology. He could have done a lot, but I think he wrote himself into a corner, and then he had to just introduce all these cool characters and then kill them off. And man, oh man, like words do not give it justice how good this figure looks, especially the likeness to Tamora Morrison. Man, they even got like some of like the battle damage and the scars on the side of his face, and that's pretty awesome. And from what I heard, this figure right here, his feet are way too big. Like the boots actually do fit much better with this figure, and actually I think he's able to stand much better on his own than this one. This one's a bit off balance. They did warn me that I do need to watch out for these cables right here. They're really prone to snapping easily, so if you're gonna get your figures out and you're gonna pose them, you need to be careful not to snap the figure, not to snap these little cables on his elbows. Yeah, so that's one thing you need to look out for. Another thing I have heard is that the one thing, besides the blasters, the one thing that the actual figure does better than this is actually in the shoulder pads. Because I think these shoulder pads are part of the armor. They're like one piece, and it kind of inhibits the armor a bit. So you're not able to get that well of a pose as you would with this figure. Because with this figure, it's like the pads are a separate piece from the actual chest plate, so they're able to dig in, and you're actually able to do much better T-posing and a much better just spread of arms than you would on this figure, on this Jango Fett. But that's about it for the advantages, just the blaster pistols and just these shoulder pads. Other than that, this Jango Fett figure just totally dominates the Gaming Greats version in every other way, besides the fact that this one has nice blue packaging and it just fits a lot better. Because the helmet is a lot more accurate as well, and I think you could even move like the little antenna on this helmet. You can't on that one, and it's just sleeker. It's just more better. It fits the figure better. It's just so awesome. It's really impressive what they were able to accomplish, the improvements that they were able to do on this figure, and they gave you a bang for your buck, and I do expect that out of them. So of course, it does seem like it has single jointed elbows, and there does seem to be like a kind of like a forearm rotation, but there is also like a wrist rotation, wrist hinge, no bicep cut, can kind of stretch out like that. I don't think it's on a butterfly joint either, but then again, the armored chest plate would have gotten in the way. Same for this. It could slightly crunch, but it can't crunch as well due to the armored chest plate. Does have waist rotation though, so that's a big plus. I always love that waist rotation. Can spread his legs like that pretty decently, and can okay, so no thigh cut, but he does have like a kind of like a shin cut right down here below his knee pads. And also it seems like he also seems to have only like single jointed knees. I don't know what to think about that. It seems to have a good range of motion, but I don't know. These Star Wars figures are always seemingly sculpted like this, that they're always kind of like, they rather go for the sculpt than actually go for the articulation, and that's a decision. And I kind of appreciate that. I think they could do a better job, because I do think Marvel Legends do a much better job of like still keeping the scope of the figure, but still giving you much better articulation. But you know, it's different groups working on it. And overall though, I am pretty happy with what the figures that they've made and how much more better they've gotten in regards to like sculpting and everything. Because from what I heard, the the Morrison head sculpt on this guy is pretty terrible. And I'm gonna give you guys an example of how like head sculpts used to be back in the day, because I do happen to own this Cassian Andor figure right here, and I'm like, man, that does not look anything like Diego Luna. And the thing is that they've re-released this figure, and they've done a much better job with a much more better updated head sculpt. So this is something that Star Wars is improving upon. But just imagine like kind of like this really like wax figure version of Tamora Morrison, and that's the actual head sculpt that's in this Gaming Greats Jango Fett. I was gonna say Boba Fett, man. I almost slipped. And besides the helmet, he does come with those two blasters, and he does come with this jetpack. And the jetpack does have a little bit of articulation in regards to the little boot thrusters in the bottom. That, you know, this is him trying to escape Samuel L. Jackson. And it ended up being his downfall. And he does have these little two pegs that are going to peg right here in the back, in addition to the big peg that's going to peg all the way in the back. And there you go. And man, that's pretty awesome. I'm going to rate this Jango Fett figure an 8 out of 10. And yeah, man, that's pretty much everything I could say about this figure. It's a really great figure. Vast improvement. I'd say even if you own and open the Gaming Greats, I think you should still get it. I was just fortunate to never open this guy because I kind of like just started procrastinating. Haha. Looks like the lazy people won this time, right? But overall, that's it. I cannot give any higher praise to this figure. Just watch out. Just watch out for the wires. Don't have them snap. Other than that, there's nothing else wrong with this figure. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. You know what? It's so good. Let's give him an 8.5 out of 10 instead. And that does it for price point as well. Price point, man. Like, because let's say if you pay actual retail, which is like, I think like $27 for this guy, yeah, 8.5. But hey, if you find this guy at a certain discount, if you are able to find this guy like around the $20 mark, give it a half point and make it a 9 out of 10 figure right then and there. That's it, folks. I'll catch you guys in the next one, and I am out.